All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Above the Yellow Line live stream Thursday night. Yet again, I'm coming at you here with Ben and Dom. If you've been awake and looking at your phone the past week, there's been so much news within the NASCAR world that's dropped, and it's been almost overwhelming. We're not going to cover all of it, but we'll cover most of it. And if there's anything you all want to talk about in the chat, let us know. But yeah, is there anything? I don't know. I feel like I should kick it off to Ben or Don. Is there anything that y'all want to talk about first that just kind of piqued your interest?
Dr. Branscombe, you have the floor.
Oh,
geez.
doctor.
I yield my time. It's been a busy week for me personally, so it's one of those that I'm kind of getting up to speed as we go.
I think the biggest one is AJ Allmendinger's going back to Xfinity full time.
Which is good
for sure. I agree with it. I think it's the best move for him. I think he's gonna have a lot more fun in Xfinity, and it also kind of proves that he's not just in it for the money.
Right.
But the decision wasn't that easy to make after he won the Roval, because now you're starting to see, he does still have it. He can still win Cup races. Not like that was ever in doubt, but Kaulig Racing had a rough 2023. So I think going back to Xfinity and kind of rebuilding that program, because they had a little bit of an off 2023, that's great for that team.
Yeah. I agree. I will read some quotes here that were said during the press release. From Chris Rice, he said, quote, "We feel AJ returning full-time to our Xfinity Series program gives us the best chance to continue growing our organization as a whole." AJ Allmendinger talked about how, quote, "My plans for 2024 have always been whatever Matt Kaulig and Chris Rice thinks is best for the team." So again, very much a team-oriented team, or I guess like a family-oriented type of team, I should say. Just kind of doing what's best for the organization. And I think too, and y'all can disagree with me here, but I think we'll all agree in saying that AJ moving back to Xfinity provides that team stability that they otherwise I don't think would have next year. AJ's kind of the glue right now as everything's turned around, like Josh Williams going to their Xfinity Series program, Daniel Hemrick going to the Cup Series program. And that means right now with this announcement, AJ also is going to do some races in Cup. So assuming that 16 car in Cup is going to be a rotating ride between a few drivers is most likely what I'm thinking. Maybe? Yeah, no? Kind of? Sort of?
I mean, the current rumors are that one Ty Dillon takes over a ride, so that I would guess they run the 13 part-time, like 2023 when they did.
Yeah.
There was a point I was gonna make. This was what it was. Allmendinger and Josh Williams are gonna inject a lot of veteran leadership and veteran knowledge into the Xfinity team, which I think is what it needs right now.
A lot of
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of enthusiasm. You've got Dom, kind of going back to what you said earlier. I don't think we ever thought AJ couldn't do it. It's just some things never worked out for him, whether it was Richard Petty Motorsports or JT Doherty or Penske even for a while there. I'm interested to see what this means. Is the plan still to do 3 full-time Xfinity cars then? Or
great question.
I don't know. I assume an all-star car in the 10 again.
The 10 would have, I think the 10 has to be an all-star.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, an interesting. I'm happy for AJ. I think he thrives in this series because I think it's a lot more or less stressful and less pressure. Not that it's intense to drive an Xfinity car for 33 races out of the year, or however many it is now. But I think for him, it's just like he thrives under having fun, and he wasn't having fun.
No doubt. Yeah, I
also
agree
go
with
Eagles,
that.
John.
Yeah, go
I was going to
Eagles.
say, it's going to be an awesome combination of AJ Allmendinger, who has proven when he's full-time in Xfinity, he's not only going to win almost all the road course races, but he's going to be a contender on ovals too. And he's going to make that program better. And you're adding in a Josh Williams, who for the first time is going to be in really competitive equipment. And so you're going to let a veteran in AJ guide another veteran and Josh, hopefully to his first career win. That's going to be a really cool duo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy he's not in the 10 car, which is a cursed car.
Yep. Yeah.
No one will ever convince me otherwise.
I think too, what's exciting is next year I felt like in Xfinity that the competition or I guess the competitiveness of the series kind of felt like it was going down a little bit, just with who was leaving and who wasn't. I mean, same thing with going from 2022 to 2023 when Gregson left and Allmendinger left. So I'm excited to see might be a little bit more competitiveness in the series next year with AJ returning. And I think, again, with Josh Williams going to a more competitive ride, I do have high hopes and high expectations for him. So we will see. Also,
Danny makes a good point.
Danny does. I was just about to say,
baby boy. And the one thing I learned from Mark Martin is you'll be surprised what Sundays you want to give up to go not race. So,
yeah,
and granted, he's starting a full schedule, but 3 weekends with your kid makes a world of difference in some ways.
Yeah. So
not as many back-to-backs either in Xfinity. But a little bit more. I mean, yeah, again, it's 33 races, but it is spread out a little bit better.
Yeah, it's not like the trucks, but there are gaps in that schedule. So
yeah, there are some big gaps in the truck schedule.
So it's not what it used to be, Taylor.
No, it's not what it used to be.
We would open in Daytona and get 6 weeks off, and then go back to Martinsville.
It feels so pointless. I mean, I guess we'll go on the silly season train for a second here. There's probably a lot more news that I'm not going to mention that is actually happening. So again, if you guys have anything that we didn't mention, put it in the comments. But I'll just list off a few things here. Dawson Cram full-time with JD Motorsports. Anthony Alfredo to the number 5 for our Motorsports. Tyler Ankrum to MHR in the number 18 truck full-time. And
Ugly
Jack
truck.
Wood.
I'm loving Ben's nonverbal reactions.
We start off like so it got worse.
Like there, as we go on, I feel like everything's getting a little worse, and we'll end here with I guess 2 things. Jack Wood, he's going to run 14 races for MHR, and then this is probably going to be a bigger discussion point here. Is there's actually a new truck team that was announced today, kind of out of nowhere. Faction 46, and we have theories on this, Ben.
You've also forgot Jack Woods running full-time ARCA West.
That is correct. He's also running full-time ARCA West. Thank you, Ben.
So sorry, I just had to mention that.
No.
Do you want me to talk about Faction 46 or do you want me to talk about other things?
Hey, talk about Faction for a second. Like, what thoughts? We all had a theory on it, but
I think we're all in kind of agreement that this is probably the whole Thad Moffitt, Richard Petty thing. Yeah. Whether is it confirmed a truck team? I think it is. Is that correct? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This isn't surprising. I don't want to use the word bad blood, but like I've ever since the whole Legacy Motorcycle Club thing happened, it felt like that Richard has been on the record saying like he's disappointed that he's not as involved with team leadership and being a part of the team. So yeah, this isn't like surprising that Richard would go off and do his own thing in some regard. I haven't watched Thad Moffitt in a race car in like 3 years, so I forgot he even existed. No offense, Thad, if you ever see this. I'm sure you're a good guy. Yeah, so this is probably going to be that, judging by the color scheme and the rumors of announcements. I'm interested to see how this goes, because I do think, from what I remember about Thad in an ARCA car, he was okay. I know he wrecked Tim Richmond at Michigan, which is like a cardinal sin, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, Danny has a point here. I mean, yeah, the Out of the Groove folks, the Daily Downforce people, whatever the combined name is, whatever it is, that was how the announcement was made. It was through Eric Estep stuff. So I'm assuming they could be involved, maybe partnership wise. I know that they've partnered with like Brennan Poole and stuff before on Bailey Curry. So maybe that they have some stake in the game there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a paint scheme announcement from them. Fine. But yeah, this is a really odd kind of combination. I was going to share their website, but I mean, you can just go to faction46.com. I mean, they don't have a lot on their website about them yet. And I'm sure, of course,
they have a store though.
Yeah, they have a store already. I'm like, they're really thinking that they're going to be, I mean, literally the first part of their website is your new favorite truck team. They're really betting on themselves. That's bold. All right.
You cannot take place of Billy Blue Motorsports though.
Billy Blue Motorsports.
Yeah, my throwback, man. Or when Taylor Malson, or who was it? The NFL player Taylor Malson drove for him.
Randy Moss.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
I couldn't think of it for a second.
So that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. The G Oil 19. Taylor Moll.
That 81 orange and white truck. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I watched that thing get wrecked to Kentucky in 2009. It was great. He made one start in ARCA and one start in trucks. Yeah, like he hasn't sat in foot in a stock. I know he's done Trans Am stuff. Thad Moffitt, that is. I know he's done some Trans Am stuff, but I haven't seen him in a stock car in like a NASCAR stock car in a long time. So I'll be interesting to see how it goes.
If it is Thad Moffitt as their driver, I mean, I don't expect them to be competitive. I mean, they have a technical alliance with Nice Motorsports, though, so that's huge. But, new team, just new everything. They're going to be Chevy. I don't know.
The technical thing with Nice is like, because GMS is gone, and that was their main feeder. It was GMS fed Nice trucks. That's why Ross Chastain was so good. I don't know if Spire and
it's probably
GMS
Spire now is the
So my guess is that Spire's giving trucks to Nice, and then Nice is giving the third rate hand me downs to this team. I don't know. Like maybe I could be wrong. So
they're also based in Oklahoma, which is wild. Like this team is so weird.
Okay, that really throws a wrench into the Thad Moffitt theory, but okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Unless it's like, I don't know, maybe Thad's moving.
Based in Sandusky, Ohio.
That's fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
Front row was based in yeah.
You knew it.
yeah. A state that existed.
I don't know.
So,
it's fun, I guess. Like there needs to be some, trucks building up the field again now that we've lost GMS and KBM, which feels still really sad and unreal to say, but I don't know. Again, it's a building period. We'll see. I'm curious to see the vibe or like what this team plans to do. I will say one thing that kind of bothered me about their website is they're like, we have a B2B business model. I'm like, that's literally every team. So that's not really special, but like, thanks for pointing it out.
That's like one of those made up phrases that I hear in board meetings. And I'm like,
it's like marketing. The amount of times
you understand how the system works.
Essentially, it's like the website. It's like we understand how the system works, and here's why we're cool. And I'm like, that's fine, that's great. But I am honestly, I do like their logo. I think it's really cool. But I am curious to see what this team does and what it's all about.
Daytona's going to tell us a lot about them.
Yeah.
Daytona's going to say a lot.
Yeah.
How do we know they're based in Oklahoma?
And then that's another thing Sean brings up. So thanks, Sean, for joining as well. But the team sponsorship program includes a mainline grocery distribution program.
Oh, never mind. They did a whole thing.
Kind of interesting. So it's like a soft launch, essentially. They're building intrigue, I guess. So
is this like the JGR story? It's like, well, where's your race shop? We don't have one. What's your sponsor? We don't have one.
Yeah.
This is like none of you. I don't think either. Maybe Dom will get this reference. But there was like that guy that tried to buy the New York Islanders in like the 90s and lied about being a multi. Yeah, this is gonna be that. I can feel it's.
Oh my God.
There's a whole 30 for 30 on it, and he almost did it too. Like he was one paycheck away.
Do you remember his name?
Not off the top of my head. Hold on.
I'm gonna look. Yeah, look it because that's gonna drive me crazy. But no, that is dude straight up bought the New York Islanders. And I think he said he was worth $200 million and he was only worth $2 million, something like that.
Yeah, John Spano.
That's it.
He got 10 years in prison in 2015.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought about that because that's the same vibe I get off this right now.
Well, let's hope nobody ends up in prison, or commits tax fraud or whatever, So, just again, this is gonna be
Boston.
Ooh, good reference.
We're gonna have to see. We'll have to see. So crazy news from today. A new Truck Series team. We're gonna have to see how they do. I do want to address
busy day.
This today was nuts. Like it feels like the news this week has just been nonstop. I guess everyone's like, we don't want to brush up against the holidays, like the next 2 weeks. So let's just drop everything now. What it feels like,
Another one, I mean, it was to be expected pretty much, but we're gonna have, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this might be the first time a actual like fully inducted Hall of Famer is going to be running a cup race.
Oh,
I don't think Tony never ran one. Gordon didn't. So I think Jimmy's going to be the first Hall of Famer to run a cup race.
I think he will be.
An inducted Hall of Famer to be.
Wait, no, because Matt Kenseth wasn't either, right?
Not at the time, no, Kenseth wasn't.
Yeah, you might be right.
So that's kind of intriguing. But he's going to go for the 500, the 600 Kansas. I know those are.
My expectations are low. I hate to say it, but they're kind of low.
I'm curious to see how they do with the Yoders. So,
yeah,
which they dropped that banger of a scheme this week. So,
Advent Health moved to Legacy.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah. Hold on, let me.
I also I don't mean it.
Okay, like it's okay for Trackhouse because they brought in Bush, so
right
lost a sponsor, gained a sponsor. So I don't think it hurts terribly, but. When
honestly,
you have double revenue, you only get one revenue, I guess. So, but I don't know.
And that was one that, like obviously, Allegiant sponsored most of the 43 last year.
Yeah,
sorry, I was gonna say I remember Bill Elliott ran Road America after he was inducted. But no, yeah, I agree. Yeah, Allegiant was with them for a while.
Yeah. But like, I know the Gallaghers either own like a giant chunk or own all of Allegiant. I don't know exactly. They had lost that Focus Factor protein powder stuff. So like this is huge for them to get a full-time sponsor back kind of after the season that whole team had, which was a dumpster fire, for lack of a better term. So interesting to kind of see how they turn out with that.
We will show the paint schemes. I mean, just kind of speaking of, legacy bringing on. Now, Dan says that they actually updated the Advent Health scheme and fixed the nose by adding the blue. So this might be like more of an old reference, but we had a lot of new paint schemes dropping this week. These were the first 4. I had a video out about these, but I mean, I guess initial thoughts for me is I kind of like the blue for Elliott. I think that's my favorite scheme that was released so far.
It's a step in the right direction.
It's a step in the right direction for sure. For sure. I think Keselowski's scheme is a miss.
I like the Busher car the most.
See, I liked it at first, but then I feel like it's too plain compared to the wondrous scheme that we had last year.
RFK Racing posted a video with their creative design director explaining the Busher car, the Busher paint scheme. So that was cool to see, and he explained that the hexagon design that they had been using, they wanted to try something new, basically. It had been used in multiple other Fastenal cars over the previous years.
Oh, yeah.
So we wanted to try a clean slate.
Hey, I love that though. I mean,
I have something I would like to say.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Branscombe, and I would like to eat my crow about the new Camry. That thing is sick.
Okay.
I own up to my sins. God and everyone in chat, forgive me. That thing is sick as hell. Thank you for your time.
It looks good. The other one's better, but this one does look good.
I think
I saw this. I think with the actual paint scheme on it, it looks so much better. So
I was gonna say it's the actual paint scheme on it makes it look better, but I also think with that it has to be the right paint scheme. I think.
That's I told Taylor, just give me that FedEx car. What does the FedEx car look like this year? That's going to be the same.
I also I think the 43 was I'm pretty sure that scheme was done on a Camaro Photoshop file, and they probably just slapped it on. So I'm expecting a few tweaks with it overall.
Oh yeah.
But I'll eat my crow on that one. Also, that 6 car is straight ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not good. That's a drown, man.
It's so busy. I mean, granted, kudos. It does great wonders for the sponsors on that car. I mean, they really utilize that fully. So it's really more so for sponsor value versus looks. I do like orange and black on the car, but
Taylor, you loved the Fastenal car last year, right?
Oh God, I loved it. Yeah, it was so good.
He says at the beginning they debated on running it again this year and decided not to.
I'm just happy they brought back headlight eyebrows.
They legit considered just keeping it the same, and they said they were going to change it.
They should have done it. They should have kept it the same. I mean,
it was a good scheme.
It was so good. Here's the thing, for instance, the Busher scheme for next year kind of reminds me of the change that they made to Bubba Wallace's McDonald's scheme in terms of the base color itself. I guess on the hood was
when they made it gray.
Right? Yeah,
everyone got upset because they made it gray, but that's in McDonald's color.
Yeah, it gives me the same type of vibes in terms of the change there. But I don't know. I'm sure I'll get used to it. I like last year's scheme better, but I actually have the die cast. It's up on the shelf, but I don't think I get any of these die casts. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm pretty disappointed so far, but it could
Okay,
change.
fine, then don't.
I
Okay.
would need to see the Advent Health car on the full like the full wrap when it's done with the full grill on it, because they also still have the gold drop shadow on the 43 on the doors. That might be money. That might be big drip for
Yeah.
2024. So
I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I think something I look forward to a lot each year is when the photo gallery of the cars on the banking at Daytona come out. Just the solo
Yeah.
shots of the car when it's like
Yeah.
the official paint scheme reveal. Oh my gosh, I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait for that.
that was like my
'Cause that's
childhood
when
was
you yeah,
J-Ski.
that's when you actually get to see what the cars truly look like when they're on the track. So yeah,
Mhm.
that'll be the say all be all for a lot of these cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the photos of Blaney's 12, the new Dark Horse Mustang, that thing goes hard.
It does.
I,
Oh my
I did
god.
not expect it to go as hard as it does, but man, that thing goes hard.
It looks good.
So, but yeah, I'm excited to see the Camrys. I'm more excited about now. I'm curious to see how some of the, like in my mind, I'm trying to picture Truex's scheme from 23 to 24,
Yeah, and how it
and so now
translates
just trying to figure,
over.
yeah, how it will translate to the new car. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if all the Toyota teams just overhaul their paint schemes.
I would like that
Yeah.
because Truex sucks.
Oh, his was good this
It's
year.
I
It
didn't
was
like the
fine.
silver. I didn't like the silver.
I thought it was good.
So I always get nervous for Denny's schemes because I mean it's so simple. You can't miss, but sometimes I feel like they're
I was gonna
missing.
say, like, if we want to be like incredibly on brand, you would do an all white car and just
Yeah.
FedEx. Yeah,
But I
but
don't feel like it
it's
works
like
with this
his
body though.
his best ones in my opinion were the flash on the nose that went all the way across down the
Yep.
side.
The white flash,
That's
yeah.
my favorite.
Um, his white car from 19 through 21, and then that period 15 and 16 when it was black, but you had the purple on the sides and the
Yeah.
color changed between the 4 different FedExes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that too.
Which I'm glad that we've singled it out to just orange and purple, but you got to admit when they would change the color of the FedEx car every week.
Kinkos.
Kinkos, yes.
Yeah, never
car.
forget. They're
The Kinko star on the hood was the car I only used on the video game.
nice.
Yeah. So hopefully, I think I'm fingers crossed that the next few paint schemes that are released are going to be good. But yet again, it's going to be a long season. There's going to be new sponsors that pop on. The paint schemes nowadays don't stay the same for the majority of the year. So we'll be fine. We'll be okay. I'm just a little disappointed at the beginning, but no worries. It's okay.
I bet you the
Sorry, I was
DeWalt car
looking.
looks good too.
Yeah,
Hmm?
Danny makes an interesting point that I'm trying to figure out now. If
This one
it
about
makes
Ladies Motor Club?
yeah, and the mobile one. I'm looking at the car that they tested with right
Mhm.
now in Phoenix, and I don't see any mobile one decals on it anywhere.
Yeah.
From
Not
obviously it's a
necessarily.
limited video, and it's a test wrap too, I'm sure. So
Not necessarily true because Mobile One was on a Ford and a Toyota at the same time.
True.
yeah.
They were with Hardwick
Also,
and
like
Gibbs.
STP's kind of been off the team for a while, so
They only come on for the Darlington race.
every now and then they didn't even do it this year. They did it for the
Yeah.
Wilkesboro race.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
So
they show up
'cause
for a
they-
throwback race, and that's it.
yeah, essentially. So yeah, that's a good point though. I hadn't considered that necessarily. So yeah.
This is also some other news, not NASCAR related, but kind of since Tony Stewart. He's now a NHRA Top Fuel Dragster driver. He's racing for his wife's team.
Mhm.
Yes, he's taking her seat.
That's very interesting.
So from what I read was that it was a mutual agreement between the two of them that they're trying to start a family.
Yeah.
God forgive me. This was the first thought that came into my mind was there's not enough therapy for those kids with Tony Stewart as their dad. Because all I could think about was the Joey Logano Tony Stewart feud at Fontana, where he's just pissed, and he's gonna, like obviously he's probably calmed down a lot since then, but it'll be an interesting fatherhood. So yeah, good for him.
Hey,
'Cause that's
I'm
what he does
excited for
now.
them. So, yeah.
His kids are going to be paying for their own stuff. That's for sure. He
Oh
is
yeah.
Mhm.
No,
anyway.
if his kids want to get into racing, he's going to make them work for it.
Oh
So.
yeah, for sure.
if you want to start racing by 6, you got to start mowing lawns at 4.
Yeah. The Tony Stewart way.
They're like a baby, and he hands him a broom, and it's like, do it, sweep shop, and the baby's like just drooling. So.
Yeah, just. I think he'll be a fun dad. I could see him being like the fun dad type. I feel like too with like Kyle Busch and even like Kevin Harvick, you see these drivers like they might be like off the walls, like crazy, and then they have kids and they mellow out a little bit. You know? So
what I hear happens. So
yeah.
How's that effect?
Yeah.
Dale Jr. seems to have become a even more open person since he's so.
Yeah, I feel like having kids can be like terrifying and whatever, but like also feels like he's a good person.
I think the only person that hasn't changed is Joey. He has been the exact same.
Yes, honestly.
Let's see. That's a good point.
What other
driving some throwbacks?
Oh yeah, more paint schemes.
Yeah.
Well, South 42. I'm sure they're already working on that.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Then, yeah, Danny also brings up another good point too. I saw photos of Gragson in the SHR shop. I mean, this is the worst kept secret. Like, announce it already. I'm so sick of it. Like, the question every time we go live or I go live on TikTok is like, any word about Gragson? I'm like, same thing that we've always heard. Just needs to
You'll hear it when I hear it.
Yeah, you're hearing what I'm hearing. So
the real question I have is Gragson to Stuart Haas.
Yeah.
Honestly. My real question is, when is Trackhouse going to buy Williams Racing and go Formula One racing at this point? So,
they don't have the money for that.
Nope.
I know, but I can dream. I mean, they just bought the MotoGP team.
Right. That's another big piece of news that was announced. So,
Jesus. I mean, Gene Haas puts like 50 mil into his team each year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Haas? Yeah. So I don't think
that. So
I don't think Pitbull's willing to cough that kind of.
No.
No, man. Pitbull's crazy. Also, doesn't make great music in my opinion, but that's my opinion. So
it's like it's club music. It's not supposed to be great.
Dang. Okay.
Taylor has a race.
Yeah, jeez.
I respect the man. I respect him, but it's just not my taste in music. My taste in music is, I think, what people consider just like absolute trash, which is country and like sad girl indie music. So who am I to talk?
And
sad girl indie, it's a genre. What?
And the Bowling Green Marching Band.
Absolutely. Yeah, go Falcons.
Go Falcons.
Go Falcons.
On my Spotify playlist all the time.
My white boy Jesus.
All right. So yeah. Enough about my taste in music though. I did want to talk briefly about the Phoenix test that they concluded today. I mean, we'll talk about it at a very high level here, but 6 teams tested at Phoenix, going through different aero changes in a Goodyear tire. They brought several different tires to test. The changes included a new splitter, which, hold on, I have a picture to show you all kind of here what that is, and then a new diffuser with 2 aluminum rakes. So there's a difference there. Here's the photo for you all. See how it kind of looks different. So essentially, the hope is that with these changes, that this will reduce the negative effect that dirty air has in traffic. So overall, results seem kind of mixed. Blaney, more specifically, was very positive with the aero changes, while other drivers didn't feel like there was a difference at all. The big change was the tires, where Chris Buescher notably was talking about how the thicker tire tread that Goodyear brought for at least a few of their tires made a really good difference in things. So still hit or miss. It's still trying to find a magic solution that we're just going to keep inching towards. But yeah, just very high level there. I don't know if there's anything that Dom or Ben, you guys want to dive into with this, because it's more so, here's just what happened. But if you guys had any other talking points, I'm all ears.
Well, hey, round of applause for actually trying something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listening to the driver and fan feedback and just saying, all right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what we can do. It's an open test. So that's cool that they're at least willing to do it, because a lot of times we've seen things have come up and they just ignore it. We just gotta sit and wait on it. But this is cool. I like that they're doing that. I wish they would have tested the gearbox, but I'd rather they wait to go to Martinsville and try that rather
Yeah.
than Phoenix, because I feel like Phoenix isn't terrible with shifting.
No.
No.
So
Like, give me more testing at, like, Richmond, Martinsville, like,
Yeah,
more
that's my
stable
biggest
short
thing
track.
is like give me a Bristol, a Richmond, a Martinsville, like an actual short track. Don't get me wrong, Phoenix is technically a short track, yes, but
Right.
even the drivers say it drives more like an intermediate. Like give me an
Mhm.
Right.
actual short track. Also, if we don't want them to shift, why did we give them more than 4 gears? Like I
Thank
get
you.
we want these more like street cars, but like okay, the fleet vehicle that I drive at work has 8 speeds in it, which sounds illegal. But it is. So it's one of those things like take a gear away. Like
Yeah.
is I don't know. It's not that hard. Or just change it back into an H pattern shifter. Like
Yeah.
that's my opinion, honestly. Because these already are clutchless even before in the Gen 6 era, like even up to the very end, they
Yeah.
were clutchless 4 speeds. So you could just bang
Mhm.
gears without having to dump the clutch on it. Um, yeah, I think it's good. I like the wider tire or the fatter tire.
Same.
I think that's good progress in a lot of ways because I think that'll be interesting to see if Goodyear can kind of come up with a better compound overall. Because I know that's been a complaint for a very, very, very long time from drivers is Goodyear's compounds that they bring to the track. I like the new diffuser. I think it's cool because I'm tired of seeing these cars get like bottomed. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's hot. Like that's good stuff right there. Like that's good. Like I approve. Ben Brands can seal approval, and I'm not an engineer. I'm just some dumb hillbilly from the hills of Kentucky. No, I'm a big fan of it. It's a step in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, I think it looks great. I mean, we'll have to see. I think my concern too is the bigger tire we have, and at least we saw that this year when we got the bigger tires, or at least sorry, the past 2 years with the Gen 7 car is, it's a little bit more of a bear when the tires go flat, you're kind of stuck. My hope is that over the offseason too, not only do we look at making the short track package better, but we also kind of discuss some rules or certain situations like when do you bring out the tow truck to take a driver back to pit road? When did they get out of the car? Like, remember like towards the end of the season, we had that issue. Like Joey Logano was
Mhm.
pissed about it. So like maybe we'll have some more clarification around that, which again, not related really to the text, the test at Phoenix. There we go. But more so something with the tires.
I'm trying to figure out in that photo, are those tires corded on the inside, or is that just a line drawn on it? I don't know.
It
most likely just a line.
might be a
That's what I
line.
figured. It's just like it stands out a lot, and I tried pulling up the photo on NASCAR.com, and they don't have a great high
And
res
that could
image. It
honestly
just
just be to test wear,
It
too.
Yeah.
might be.
It
Because
just
there's
threw
no
me
way
off. I
that
was
that
like,
front would cord the same way the
yeah,
right rear would.
exactly.
Yeah.
I just threw me off. I was like, what? I guess it is a test line. So maybe that's like that line separates how much wider the new tire is now or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
no, I'm happy they're listening to fans to a degree, but I'm still on which they'll never do this, but I still want more horsepower. But
Same. But
Harvick made a good point on a Dale Jr. download about that. It's like they talk about how it was meant to cut engine costs down. It's like we're spending more than we ever have on engines, so
yeah,
why don't
yeah,
we just add the horsepower?
it's true.
yeah, it's one of those things. Like it's just, but I know they'll never go back. We'll never get probably in my lifetime. We'll probably never go back to high horsepower. So
So,
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions in the comments, let us know. We'll revisit this again, just very high level thoughts on the new Toyota body.
I eat
I
my crow.
know,
It's good.
I know
Yeah,
how I
back
know
and forth
how
on
we
it.
can add horsepower, but it's not going to be liked.
Like, what do you mean?
Turbo hybrids.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject.
Are we gonna do the? Are we gonna talk about the
Yes.
electric SUV thing? Are we gonna talk
Formula
about it
One
now?
Formula One cars have 1,000 horsepower, and they're running V6s
Yeah.
because they're turbo hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, there's a solution. You just got to say yes.
You're not wrong.
I mean, some type of hybrid component. Again, that's what these Gen 7 cars are made for. They're made for some type of hybrid. You literally only have to change what I think they said 3 parts of the car, and there you go. Boom.
Yeah.
So we're going to go in that direction. It's just a matter of how soon
When?
and when. It's
Mhm.
not a matter of if, it's when. So I don't know. I want more horsepower again, though. It's like, are you willing to foot the bill? Which these teams, like Ben said, are already spending a crap ton. So, how much more in the hole do you want to be money wise? But I don't know. That's interesting. I'm looking through like the rest of like the news here because again, like we're talking about things very high level, but there was also a lot that happened. I mean, talking about too like spotter changes, crew chief changes. That's another thing too. Like Josh Williams, not the driver, the spotter for Ryan Blaney, won't return to Penske in 2024. Eddie DeHaan is not returning to Elliott's car as a
That's the
spotter,
big one.
and that's a
That's
big one.
huge.
Yeah.
I don't. Did he now? Has he said anything about where he might be going? Because I've heard rumor.
The rumor I've heard is that Spire is building up, and that I think they're trying to bring people to Spire, is what I've been hearing. I don't
I've
know though.
heard Josh Berry as a landing spot for him in the Cup
That's fair.
Series.
That'd be good.
But also he does Allgaier as well in Xfinity. So I don't know exactly, obviously, but I've heard a lot of rumors on him. But that's a big one because that's
So
like he's been there for a while.
does that mean Fidowa is leaving Stuart Haas? Because wasn't
I
he?
haven't.
Because he was Harvick's spotter.
Right.
Yeah, he was Harvick's guy. Well, he also does Herbst in the Xfinity
true.
Series as well. So I haven't heard, like, that was the rumor I'd heard. I haven't heard anything official. So
He
And we
could
know that-
easily move to whoever gets the 10.
Well, that's true. And we know that Eddie DeHaan, he does spotting for Justin Allgaier. And from all we've heard, he's going to be staying with Justin. So I don't know. Just a lot of moving around. I'm trying to see like what else.
Maybe he just wants to travel a little less.
Maybe he does, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a grueling schedule. So going through the whole list. Wow, I feel like we covered basically most of it. I know some of y'all are just tuning in, but if you missed the first half of the show, we kind of went through everything. Oh, Ben, do you want to talk about the ARCA East and ARCA West schedules at all?
Sure. Yeah, no, I can. So yeah, ARCA, which a couple weeks ago, ARCA dropped their main schedule, which is fairly there were some pretty bigger changes in it overall. Do you want me to talk about all three, or do you want me to just talk about East and West right now? This is up to you.
You do what feels right.
Well, I'll just do East and West for now. East really didn't change at all, which wasn't surprising. They only still have 8 races on the schedule. The Dover race, though, is now a combination race with the main ARCA Menard Series platform. That wasn't last year. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Hopefully going to try and go to Five Flags. Just doing it.
Sorry.
It was just like clicking and clicking there. Yeah, East Series is fine. It's only 8 races, and that series is out of ARCA Main, East and West. East Series is the one that struggles the most. ARCA, there are only like 10 cars that run in that series full time, Adam, so it's a little hard. The West Series is actually a bop. Like it's kind of a slept on series because they have so many teams out there. The biggest change is I think it's Evergreen. Yeah, Evergreen's off the schedule this year, which is I want to say has hosted like 1,000 or like I can't remember exactly. Or I think the 1,000th West race took place at Evergreen back in like 2022.
Dang.
Or maybe it was been a couple years ago, but that's gone from the schedule now. They only share one combined race with the main series. The biggest addition was Tri-City Speedway. That's in Washington. That's on the schedule for the first time since 2003. Kern Raceway is obviously new Kevin Harvick Kern Raceway, which is a whole like mouthful to say.
It really is.
They're getting some updates overall there as well. So yeah, it's honestly the West Series changed up a little bit, but I'm okay with it. Good stuff all the way around. Even the main ARCA Menard Series schedules fairly similar with a few changes overall. Salem moves up, and obviously a lot of it moved up and changed just to the NASCAR schedule. Toledo is not gone. Habs, it's on the main schedule. It ends the season for the ARCA Menards main series. So
yeah, I like for East how they're ending their season at Bristol. I think that's. I mean, I love Toledo, but
Yeah, Dom has a question.
Dom.
I wanted to point out, since I see Iowa on the schedule, more news. The Iowa Cup race is sold out.
And it's corn.
Insane.
It's corn.
Insane.
That's what I saw. It's corn. It's like it's corn, Iowa corn 350 or whatever.
The Iowa corn 350. Yeah, it's sold out.
And someone said like resale tickets are going for like $1,000.
Yeah. The whole. So single day tickets for Xfinity and ARCA are still up for sale, but weekend tickets, Sunday, single day tickets, and all camping are sold out.
That's impressive.
Wild. It shows that that's a loyal place to send race cars to. So
yeah. I would like to answer a fan question.
There's 2 that I starred. Which one do you want to answer first?
Well, I want to answer Danny's question about Mr. Logano's comments.
Yep. That was what I wanted to get to first. Go for it.
The answer is yes.
Yep.
yeah,
Yes.
100%.
NASCAR fans are spoiled.
I made
Beyond.
a whole video about it that I just posted this morning.
Yeah, it's absolutely. There's no other event of this magnitude in the world where you get this kind of access.
Mhm.
You could argue Formula One, but you have to pay thousands of dollars to do it. You could argue, oh, well, you can get courtside tickets at NBA games. That's going to cost you an arm and a leg, and good luck even speaking to one of the players. So it's beyond comprehension. We get more access to our heroes than any other sport.
yeah.
And I get a lot of you are saying, well, it's like, well, NHRA, I get my ticket and I get an all access pass. IndyCar, I get such great access. I'm not disagreeing with a lot of you. There's more motorsports in the United States that has better access than NASCAR, but look at the popularity and the numbers and the those that are attending the races. There is much more towards NASCAR than there is IndyCar, NHRA, stuff like that. So it would make sense that the access for NASCAR is a lot more restricted than those other motorsports in the United States. But we are spoiled in the fact that, again, you go to maybe an NFL game, an NBA game, the likelihood of you like meeting your favorite athlete is like 0, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that we have the opportunity to be able to go meet your favorite driver at a Walmart 2 days before the race, or you get to see them do an interview and stand like 10 feet away from them while they're on stage to talk, maybe get an autograph. That's great. I think also it's how do we define a lack of access too, or define what is considerably great access or not is also, I guess, questionable. But I think for everyone who's being like, oh, well, I didn't get to see my favorite driver, whatever. I missed this event. It's not fair. There's no access. A lot of it is people are just missing events that these drivers have had planned out and aren't complaining. I hate to say it, sorry,
Well,
but that's my thought.
A lot of it is a financial aspect as well. So even just like, so I for those in chat that don't know, I live in Central Kentucky. The closest major league team is going to be probably out of any sport, either I think the Bengals are about an hour and a half away. So going to a Bengals game.
Yeah.
No way I'm going to a Bengals game. That is insanely expensive to go to already. If we want to even break it down farther. So like closest hockey team that's professionally me is also in Cincinnati. Their tickets are $21 to get in, but they have this thing after the games where you can go on the ice and meet the players and get autographs and talk to them. You have to be a season ticket holder though, which costs a couple grand.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I go to Bristol, I can go meet Stephen Malazzi at the Food City.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously like not everyone's Stephen Malazzi fan, and he's not the most popular driver, but you can go like my friend Tyler here. He met Kevin Harvick at that Food City in Bristol. You didn't have to pay anything. He just showed up. He just walked in the door and got a Busch beer and shook his hand. Like we have a lot of great access to these drivers that we don't realize and we do take for granted. And I think a lot about I apologize for interrupting you, Taylor, also.
No, you're good.
This is my last point is I think a lot about, there was that whole, like, it's been like 2 or 3 years ago, but when Kyle Busch got pissed off at a fan for signing an autograph or signing diecast, and someone was like, Kyle yelled at this fan, he's a jerk. And Kyle was like, dude, he's like hounded me for like 3 weeks straight or whatever. So I think about that.
A lot of it is like, you have to also recognize that there are some fans that take advantage of the access and it kind of ruins it for everybody. But also, Ben, to your point is there's times where you can meet a driver for free and you're paying with your time. Sometimes you have to arrive 3 hours early to a Walmart just to be able to get in line to be early enough to see Kevin Harvick or Bubba Wallace. Other times now you're getting a VIP ticket. And it's harder. I will say now, as opposed to before COVID, it's a lot harder to get VIP access or hot passes to these races. I think a lot of it is just health, safety, but also kind of realizing, okay, maybe we overcrowded the garage area for so many years. And now we have to scale back to protect our drivers, to protect our crews, to keep everyone safe in the garage area too. Because remember, if that gets too overcrowded, it's a place of work. Somebody could get hurt. Not saying that that's the only reason, but it could be part of the reason as to why. So there's a lot of factors, but I think if we're complaining that there's a lack of access, I think we're being a little selfish in that thought process, that we have great access for the sport in the height of what the sport is.
I think of when I worked Charlotte, when I worked Daytona, and I mean even Atlanta too in the summer. Like as these guys are finishing up the fine tuning of their car, backing them out of their garages to get them on the grid, the garage is slammed with
Yeah.
non-employees, with fans, race fans. So yeah, it's that is basically like saying everyone gets to hang out right outside the locker room before the game,
Yeah.
and that where they all have to walk out to get onto the court. So yeah,
And here's
we
another
got it
part.
pretty good.
It's not just
Imagine being able to walk right next to the race car before the race starts.
yeah.
It's a trip.
So,
I mean, it's an unreal experience that our fans get. And I mean, Danny also brings up another great point, too, not to forget that sponsors have arranged meetings like now more than ever. And I can speak to this, too, just from my work with drivers is you're doing a lot more partnership activations at track and off track more than ever before. So you're also spreading your drivers' time a lot more thin more than ever before because, there's more of a commitment to social media, sponsorship, marketing and stuff. And you have to be there with your partners to do that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it just things have changed.
Even so, I didn't go to this at that time, but Taylor, you went to the Junior Motorsports Open House Day
Oh
in
my God.
2022. How long did you wait outside?
I waited outside for maybe 4.5 hours, and they cut me off. I was the first person in line that they cut off to meet Dale before he had to go.
Yeah, but like you met Teresa and a few other people, right? Or
I met Kelly. I met Kelly and
or not Teresa,
Carrie.
excuse me.
So you're
That's right.
good.
You see?
So and it was
Um,
still a great time. Like, and we were able to walk
yeah,
through the shop. So though I didn't meet Dale, which I was heartbroken about because I was so close to meeting him, I still got to meet Kelly, and she's like one of my heroes, and like it was like
yeah.
so cool. So
Well, like my point is, so if I drive up to Cincinnati and go wait outside Paycor or wherever the practice facility is for the Bengals, I'm not a Bengals fan, as you all can tell. But if I go outside and I sit there and I wait to watch them walk into the practice facility and walk out of the practice facility, I'll get a scream, "Hey, so and so," and probably will get a wave and maybe an autograph.
yeah,
But like you got guaranteed time with them. You talked to them. You took
yeah,
photos with them. You know,
and that's rare in
like
any other sport.
yeah,
Rare.
that's insanely rare. Like I've already written off meeting most of my favorite players in the NHL or NFL or whatever because I just know that that's never going to happen.
Mhm.
So we are a very spoiled fan base at the end of the day because a lot of our sport is ran by outside money and not
Yeah.
inside investors. So
And I think too, again, to reiterate, I understand the argument that IndyCar has more access, NHRA has more access. I get it. But if we look at NASCAR specifically, it shouldn't be necessarily comparing to this or that. It should be in general, we have great access. Period.
well, and to go with that, specifically the NHRA side, I've never been to an IndyCar race. I've been to several or I've been to two NHRA events in my life at Bristol Track Strip. Like, it's not just NHRA cars running. You
Right.
have like street legal machines, like streets. Like I don't street stocks isn't the correct term, but like you have like a guy like Joe Schmo that has his '89 Fox body with the turbo on it that's running Johnny and his 64 Impala that you souped up. Like, because you have feeder series into that.
Yeah.
And like they're just guys that run around the garage as well. And like you can go run around and talk to them, or you can go like I've gone up and gotten I can't remember her name now. Alexis DeJoria. I've gotten her autograph and Jesse James's autograph, which is a whole thing in of itself that I'm not going to get into for legal reasons.
Oh,
But
great.
like, yeah, you can casually walk up and meet them at those, but that still doesn't mean motorsports as a whole is spoiled in how they
Yeah.
like see how fans see drivers and see like do things with them. So
I do have one more fun story before we move on, and this is with an IndyCar race. So I went to my first IndyCar race at Mid Ohio this past summer.
what a
And
flex.
it was what a flex. It was such a fun event. And I, again, shout out to Steinbrenner Racing for allowing me to, go behind the scenes a little bit. But we walked into the garage area. I was able to take my boyfriend and his parents so they could experience, an IndyCar race for the first time. And my boyfriend's favorite driver is Pato O'Ward. Loves the guy, thinks he's so fun. So Pato was driving around on his scooter because, like they all go around on their electric scooters and whatever. And my boyfriend's dad, he goes, Pato. And he literally just stopped his scooter and just waved. And he's like, hey. And then he drove by. And that was like one of the most meaningful interactions, super pleasant. He took the time just to say, hey for a second and go. Like he wasn't bothered. He wasn't whatever, but it was literally like right there. And it was, I don't know. I feel like NASCAR drivers, sometimes they can write off their fans a little bit, kind of get a little more irritated than whatever. But it's a little interactions like that too that are still meaningful. It doesn't even have to be more access related, but I don't know. So anywho, we love that. So we'll table that there for a second. We love Pato Award, big Pato Award fans here. But yeah, let's see. There was another question too that I wanted to get to. Ben, can you answer this? Why is Evergreen Speedway gone? Do you know?
I don't have a direct answer right now. I think a lot of it is they're just trying to change some stuff up in the ARCA platform as a whole and explore more, because the ARCA West series mostly just hangs out in Southern California and then Phoenix. So I think they're trying to get it more up north of Portland on the schedule again, and then Evergreen kind of getting replaced by Tri-City, which is in Washington State. I think that's kind of a good move. I know it may be a rotating thing where it comes back on in a couple years or next year or whatever. I'm not in those meetings as much as I would like to be in those meetings, because that'd be very cool to be that.
You need to be like at the room where it happens. Like
let me just call
one meeting. Yeah.
Let me just call Charlie in their strip mall.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Kern County's the Bakersfield track, right?
Yes, that's like where Kevin Harvick grew up.
Harvick
Stuff,
track,
so
yeah.
So it's going to take me forever to keep not call it.
I was convincing myself it wasn't Irwindale.
Irwindale's it's a whole different thing. But yeah, no, Kern County is the Bakersfield one. So, but I don't have a good answer for you on that one. I would like to get one at some point. So, but watch ARCA West. It's kind of good.
It is actually.
Oh, also, this was confirmed during the Snowball Derby. Jake Finch is going to be driving the VMS 20 at Daytona, and there's some rumblings that he might take over that seat full time. Nothing is set in stone, but he's at least confirmed for Daytona. So
hey, he did a good job on the booth for the Snowflake. It was like the first time he was able to do booth work or something like that. So like
he's a good kid.
He's good. Yeah, that was good.
He's got money.
That's also fair.
So, but keep an eye out for that.
ARCA West, it's kind of good.
It is. It just sucks because it's at like a midnight start time on a Saturday, and it's like I got to go to work at 5 a.m. So.
See, that part of it sucks and it's awful, but I honestly feel like the ARCA West races are the best in the ARCA whole camp. I feel like the races are better than the main sometimes.
Truth be told, I did not watch ARCA growing up. I watched K&N East and West.
Fair.
I rarely watched ARCA. So
a lot of those teams are still out there in K&N.
Oh yeah, McAnally. Is Sunrise Ford still a team?
They died at the end of last year.
No,
they shut down shop, and they sold off a bunch of their cars because
Derek Thorne and Dylan Lupton, man, the 6 and the 9.
Dude, I wrote an ARCA West article. I think it was for All American. And I said Dylan Kwasniewski's name, and I was like, I haven't heard that name in years.
The number 98 Rockstar Royal Purple Ford.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Throwback. That's a throwback. But
he was
ARCA West is good.
He was so good in K&N West, and they threw him in a nationwide car, and he was god awful. It was so bad for the guy. Career. Oh my god. And that's the craziest thing too. Like they gave him 1 year and was awful, and he never saw NASCAR again.
It's wild.
Dang.
And I mean, he had Rockstar as a sponsor.
He had money. Yeah, it was a wild time because that was when you had Rockstar was in, NOS was in, Monster was starting to get into the sport a little bit more.
It was wild. No, because he came in right after Larson, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because Larson and Allgaier were teammates at Turner Scott. And then,
oh my god, yeah.
And then when Larson moved to Cup, I think Kwasniewski took the 31. Because Allgaier went to Cup too in the 51.
See? For H. Scott, yeah.
Remember?
Dark times.
Dark times.
And then and when those guys moved up, it was Ben Rhodes that was kicking butt on K&N East in the 41.
Yeah, that's right.
Energy.
That's right.
Dang.
Yeah. Who would have thought he'd be a 2-time truck champ?
And get drunk really fast. So.
And Daniel Hemrick's wife, Kenzie Rustin, was a K&N East driver.
Yeah, I remember that.
Really good. He drove the 34.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Holy crap. Danny, to answer your question, I'm gonna say Brickyard Oval.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which one are we? Which
got
race are we
tickets!
on?
Oh, Brickyard 400. Yeah. Brickyard
Yeah.
400.
I'm still
If these
debating.
cars
if I
were
wanna
better
do
on
that.
short tracks. Taylor, come to Brickyard.
I wouldn't
Do it.
I wouldn't be shocked if Brickyard didn't sell out just
I might
because of how
Yeah.
massive the place is.
I might try to work
Mhm.
that race. Not gonna
But
lie.
so like in terms of like the fan experience, like I feel like Iowa's going to be bumping
Yeah, that would be fun.
because it's a night race too. The Iowa, I
Yeah.
believe
That's gonna be hype.
Sunday night prime time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They should go into the Sunday night football music if it's on
They
NBC.
really should.
Oh my gosh, that would be the best. Actually, that'd be the most NBC thing to do, and it'd be wonderful.
Brent Musburger, you are looking live at Iowa Speedway.
Oh my god.
We're giving them notes.
I'm giving them ideas.
Giving them ideas.
I did see
Honestly,
a
it's good.
comment that I 1,000% agree with for the Iowa race that Caitlin Clark has to go.
Oh my God, yes. Who?
Women's basketball player for Iowa.
Yes. Oh my God. Who was that? Was that
Those-
James
For
that
those
commented
that
that?
don't know, Caitlin Clark just set a record.
She's
for, like,
ridiculous.
She's the first player to have over 3,000 points, 750 assists, like first person in men's or women's basketball history to do it. So yeah, she is on.
Go off, girl.
She's on.
Yeah,
another
no, she's
level.
legit. Like, she's nuts.
She's on another level.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I can't find the comment, but I did see the comment and I was like, do I bring this up or not? But yeah, no, she's killing it. Yeah.
Go off though, girl. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, James makes a point of how many Field of Dreams references will be made.
Oh my God.
Because that's
I'm not
probably
looking
the
forward to
opener is a
that.
Field of Dreams thing.
Yeah.
It's Iowa. And
Poor
race car
Iowa.
like destroys a cornfield.
Yeah.
I think they're repaving it too.
Iowa?
I think
They're
so.
repaving Sonoma.
They are
That's
resurfacing Sonoma.
First repave in 23 years for
Which is
Sonoma.
wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
First full repave, I should say.
I was
Full
gonna-
repave.
so then, like growing up, like that track looked brand new growing up, and then that thing weathered well.
I mean, there's like no rain out there. It's all dry.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Just the beating sun. It's not like Atlanta, which gets beat down by snow
Oh,
in the
yeah.
winter and stuff.
Should be Grant Marshall. Yeah.
Or it's gonna be, she could easily be there. Kirk Ferentz could easily be there, the head coach for Iowa football. They'll get them out there.
The
Brock
corn kid.
Purdy from Iowa State.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if he wins the
Hey.
Super Bowl, he's got to go.
That's true.
Sorry about that, Ben.
No, it's okay. I can come with this corn kid. So
There's so much like little news tidbits that are coming out this week that it's hard to keep up
They
with.
race at New Hampshire, don't they?
Yeah.
No, not Asphalt. I'm thinking Legend Cars. Legend Cars run the road
Yeah.
course.
You're right.
The fever dream.
That was close.
Same thing. They're all the same.
A race car.
Oh my
I'm
God.
trying to think. Yeah, there's been so many small little tidbit news things that have come out.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like we could keep digging. We'd be here for like another like 5 hours. Just
I
like
got nothing
digging
better
through.
to do.
All right, around the horn. What's a sponsor you want to see come back to NASCAR?
Jack Daniels.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real
that's a
good.
one.
Oh god,
Yeah,
that's a real good.
Can you imagine the drip, like the paint schemes? Like, oh my God. I mean, Jack and Coke. Come on. It's an easy.
Oh, they
easy-
did that. They did that.
Yeah, they did that.
Recently?
Yeah, recently. Someone did it.
Austin Dillon. I almost said Denny Hamlin. What?
Oh my God, that's right. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
them
I'll
back
see
to
you
the
later.
The brakes on Taylor.
Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it. Home Depot.
Oh, you took mine. Home Depot.
Target.
All right,
Dude.
I'll say
Target?
Oreo.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, Home Depot.
Oh,
Imagine Mopar.
James. Yes.
James speaks the truth and
He
nothing but
speaks
the
the
truth.
truth.
Jimmy John's.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Harvick own part of Jimmy John's? Is that a thing?
Damn.
Denny Hamlin owns part of Hooters. You know that?
Hilarious to me.
Mhm. Yep.
Lowe's is a good one.
Lowe's is a great one. Burger King, yeah. Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Lycos, for those that don't know, Lycos would be great to have back.
Lycos?
Do you? Oh, this is a scam, Taylor, but it was good. Well,
Oh, see, I need to learn.
Loop. Bring back Loop and DC
Loop.
Solar.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh,
All right,
gosh,
if we're
I'm
on the
trying to
same lines
think.
with that, never mind. I'm trying to look.
Stroll's Light. Let's Mark Martin this thing.
Oh my god.
Actually, if we're going Mark Martin, let's go Viagra.
All right, you know what? I'm going back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna start digging back to 2008. What we had. I can't do ATYL. Verizon.
Oh, Crown Royal.
No, there is a Verizon car. Penske.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
really
that's
good.
right. But it sucks compared to
It's
like
their-
All Guy's Xfinity or Nationwide car at the time.
Butt
I
Penske.
can't say Mahindra tractors because they're back though.
John Deere.
Aaron's.
John Deere.
John Deere's a good one.
Yeah.
Aaron's the Dream Machines though.
I think Aaron's ran its course.
Okay, but okay, Taylor, can I send you something for you to like?
Yeah. Yeah, we love the
um,
M&Ms.
Sorry, I was not prepared at all to search
Send me.
this. The only one I want back in from like NASCAR
Oh.
errands wise.
Oh, Budweiser. Miller Lite.
Oh,
Come on.
That's fair.
I sent you a link, Taylor. If you can, that's like the errands
oh
car. that I
hell
want
yeah!
back.
Hold on, I'm gonna share it.
It's
I got
the
you.
only time that I like camo on
Yeah,
a
here
race
we go.
car.
Here we go.
It's gonna
Hold on.
load so poorly because it's such a low res JPEG.
It really is, but you know what? That's
You
okay.
remember-
Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. I love this.
This team was like had my heart forever. That's
Who
Ken
was
Butler
driving
the
that car?
third. Ken Butler the third.
What the heck?
I
So
saw
this
the
was
23 and immediately thought Robert Richardson Jr.
Oh my
no,
god.
So Robert Richardson would drive when it was Mahindra sponsored. Ken Butler would drive with the Aaron sponsor because they also ran a normal Dream Machine as well, like the one that David Ruderman drove. This was like my favorite team growing up. I love this team. I would write this team handwritten letters.
Really?
Oh yeah, they would
my
send me like hero
God.
cards all the time. I praised them. So this was
Oh,
like my.
man.
I could go on a whole story on them.
I used to
Oh.
write letters too. I used to write letters all
Yeah.
the time. I used to get.
I wrote to. Let's see who all there.
You
I
gotta
wrote to
do it
them. I
Logano
wrote
one
to.
back.
I wrote to
Yeah,
Tommy
you're
Baldwin.
He's gonna get the letter. You worked with Tommy
Okay.
Baldwin?
I wrote it. So this is back when Tommy Baldwin started in 2009. Like he restarted the team. I wrote to Tommy Baldwin. They gave me a Wave Energy Drink crew shirt and 4 cans of Wave Energy Drink. One of them I still have at home.
Oh my god, that's so
I
wholesome.
might still fit in the crew shirt too because that was pretty big on me when I was like in 7th grade.
Oh, I have a show and tell. I got a Dave Blaney sprint car shirt or like a sprint.
Mhm.
I'll have to show you.
A Dave
love it.
Blaney sprint car shirt.
Not sprint car. Hold on.
I was
gonna
gonna say I
dang.
used to have a Dave Blaney sprint car shirt.
I would. She stole it from you, actually.
No, mine was black, so we're already off to a good start.
Oh.
Pepsi and
I went-
Mountain Dew. That is a good.
Yeah,
That is also a really good one.
We're just going down nostalgia lane.
we really are. That's show and tell time.
I'm trying to think.
Get a
Nesquik.
sprint car.
Nesquik.
Nesquik. Bring it back, baby. Give me.
Nice.
That's bitchin'.
sick.
Put $1 in the jar.
It's like I think it was Blaze Vintage or something like that. They're on Instagram. I'll have to tag them.
Oh yeah, I know Bobby. Yeah,
Yeah.
I race iRacing with Bobby.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
So when Logano was a rookie, and I chose him as my driver, I wrote him a letter, and I drew a picture of his race car and sent it to him, and he sent it back, signed, and he said, "Great job."
Oh,
That's so cute.
So yeah,
that's adorable.
prized possession right here.
Oh my god.
And then
Game.
also sent this too, so
Oh,
I got a hero
sweet.
card out of it too.
Look at that.
That's awesome, man. I
Oh,
love that for you.
Dom, you inspired me. I now have all my hero cards in a binder.
Oh
That's
yes,
a good
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
all of mine are in a binder.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna throw out GameStop. I want GameStop back.
Yes.
So these are all
You
my
know, it's a dead company.
all my hero cards.
love
I
that.
need to do that because I've got several that I need to save at this
Here,
point. I have a Landon Huffman
Here
hero
you go
card.
for GameStop.
Yeah, but the Gen 4 style scheme was the
Oh,
best.
absolutely, absolutely. My favorite one is the Mario Kart Wii
Oh, that's a good one.
from 2010. Love that car. Always will.
Matt
So
Kenseth
good.
ran the Nyko car at Daytona, and I remember liking that scheme. It was
Mhm.
like it was
ARP.
2013, 14, somewhere in there.
There's so many good schemes. Let's just all run
Adam
the
coming over
NASCAR.
the forbidden fruit.
Oh yeah.
I will say this as a hot take. Best signature in NASCAR presently is Kyle Busch. I think
That's fair.
hands down, it's the best signature, the best looking signature in NASCAR.
I like Brad's signature. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Brad?
Yeah.
The Brad?
like-
Hey?
Yes.
Okay.
Brad Keselowski.
Oh wow. Super
You know,
young.
we're all going through like our.
A super young Ryan Blaney.
This is a great stream.
Oh my god, I have the hero card that you got me. His Truck Series days, dude. Hold on. Yeah, speaking
Tide
of
is
old,
another good one. Tide is a really good one. Oh yeah, from 2013.
I only have one here in my place that's not my mother and father's home. That would be this Landon Huffman one. He also has a great signature, I would argue.
Oh, he does.
But shout out Landon Huffman. You're a cool dude. Hire me for photography and not Rob. That's my old story.
Thoughts on military schemes? The 01 Army car was always good luck. It really was.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes, that's like that or the 8 Army car of Mark Martin's are two of like if I can get one of those, that's like a holy grail car.
So
for me.
I liked the first Newman Army car when it was matte black top and then camo like halfway on the sides with the yellow outline. I thought that was clean.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
I loved his Haas
I was going to
schemes.
say the purple camo Crown Royal car was always awesome.
Ooh,
I don't think I've seen that before.
I will pull it up. Yeah, big fan of that one. I will never forget losing my mind over when the first year Dale Jr. was with Hendrick, and at Daytona they ran just the whole car was camo.
Taylor, that's the Crown Royal purple camo.
Thank you. Oh,
Purple
gotcha.
camo. Purple camo. Sorry,
we're okay. We're doing fine.
I'm doing. Things are happening. Yeah, that's a sick car.
Yeah.
Simpler times.
That thing.
I hated the yellow, but I understood it.
I hated the yellow.
Only part of the branding. No big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
What a great take.
Yeah.
I don't like this, but I respect it.
Literally.
Well, I was obsessed. I was obsessed with this car.
That's a good car. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love that one.
That thing was hot.
I will say, like, I love the nationwide schemes. For me, like, I went to Nationwide a lot when I was younger. So like whenever I saw like the nationwide children's, sorry, I should say nationwide children's schemes is what I meant.
Okay.
My bad. Yeah, I should have specified.
Like insurance?
So like when they had like the nationwide children's hospital
insurance
schemes,
broker,
like,
you didn't know that?
Yeah, that's my side job that I do outside of the NASCAR stuff. I'm an insurance broker. But I don't know when I think Gregson ran a nationwide children's hospital scheme. 1 year in Kentucky, or maybe that was somebody else. I forget. But
Junior ran it and Gregson ran it, and the 88 car ran it because I have a photo of it from.
There we go.
I guess it'd be Bowman's days then. Actually, yeah, it was Bowman.
Does Cartoon Network not exist anymore?
No, it does.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it like every day. Craig of the Creek's great. I'm a loser.
Even though they're not around anymore,
Bring me back.
That scared me for a second.
Oh yeah, if they die, I die. I love Cartoon Network, man. It's saved my adult life at 26 years old.
Honestly, I grew up watching like Tom and Jerry, the wacky racing. I grew up watching all that stuff. Cartoon Network, right? Or like I guess Boomerang. That's not Cartoon
Boomerang, but yeah, Cartoon Network.
All Taylor really wants is Tony the Tiger back on the hood of a race car.
That's true. That would be a great.
For the love of God, that's all I want in my life. Bring him back.
I want Silver Bullet. Bring back Coors Light.
Yeah, honestly. Here's my thing.
It wouldn't look the same now because of how their logo is and like their.
That's true.
Yeah. Here's okay.
I loved how aggressive it was when Sterling drove it.
So good.
If we can bring Grimace and the Hamburglar to the racetrack, we can bring Tony the Tiger to the racetrack.
This is true.
That's all I want. That's all I'm gonna say.
Get a Cheez-It car in there.
Yeah. Why not?
I used to run a Cheez-It car.
Wait, we had Cheez-It on the car this year, but not like completely, but with Kroger.
Yeah. Shout out Kroger. Bring us back. Have Reese's on the car too.
We'll have to do an entire nostalgia show at some point, but we're gonna close it out for the night. We'll go back next week. Next week, actually,
Probably for the best.
probably the best.
Yeah, we kind of fell off the rails there, but I'm all for it.
But next week on the show, we will have Dawson Sutton joining us. He just ran in the Snowflake Derby, so we'll talk to him kind of about his run there and his plans for 2024 as he moves ahead. And then I'm excited for, I don't want to announce it yet, but you guys probably know our guest in 2 weeks. We're very excited about
Don't say it.
I'm not going to say it. Just stay tuned on social media. That's all I'll say. So make sure to check us out, tobychristie.com, obviously, for all your NASCAR news. That's where you'll keep up with all of the many news things that came out this week and every week.
You got it.
Yeah, thanks, bud. I always mess up the outro. It's going to be one thing or another.
Keep the wheel straight.
I can do this. AboveTheYellowLine.com, obviously, for more about us, as well as getting your merchandise. If you guys want one of these fancy hats that you can kind of see at the bottom of your screen,
get this fancy hat.
We sell the Eagles hat on our website. Just kidding, not well. But if you want something like this, visit AboveTheYellowLine.com. And then also too, we're still releasing things on most podcasting platforms, audio wise. During the off season, it's a little different. We do a lot more like visual, like tier lists and stuff like that. So you can still check us out on those podcasting platforms, but mainly, of course, visit tobychristie.com and tobychristie.com and all of our social media pages to keep up with us during the off season. And also make sure you're subscribed to our channels. If you're not doing that, you should probably do that and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live and when we post, because I feel like this off season we've been cranking out some off season content left and right. So we will see you all next week with our guest, and we'll have some more fun conversations. But thank you all so much for joining, and until next time, we'll see ya. Bye.